It's me, Nate Almighty, a.k.a. the Global Dark Skin Ambassador, a.k.a. Bald Men Do It Better, a.k.a. the self-proclaimed power player, okay? And I have another discussion that I want to have, as I feel like I have even more proof that James Ghost St. Patrick is alive, okay? We all know that this is the 10th year anniversary of the first season of OG Power. And with that being said, we're absolutely going to come across some new reveals, some big reveals, and I believe this will be the season that Tariq St. Patrick begins to question whether his father is alive or did he truly die. And today's topic has everything to do with Kanan and how Kanan died. What we want to know is, you know what? Without further ado, let's get to it. All right, y'all. Let's talk about how Ghost is still alive, okay? And this is how we got to do it. Let's break it down like this. First, let's understand what power does and how power reveals things like deaths to us, okay? Am I right or wrong to say that every time someone dies in power, we see them take their last breath? There is no, they're on the verge of dying, and then the scene cuts away to show you some other stuff like they did when Ghost got shot, right? Am I right or wrong to say that when people die in power, we see them take their last breath and their bodies are often recovered and identified by the family member? I'm definitely correct by saying that. So we're going to disregard anyone who would find a reason to say Ghost is dead because they didn't show the identification of Zeke's body by Monet. I would then say, have a seat and shut your mouth, because we all know, or you should remember, that season 3 of Ghost, the first episode was about 2-3 months after what would have been Zeke's funeral. They didn't show us 2 funerals because they ended up showing us Lorenzo's funeral in the middle of the season. So that disregards that argument. However, when it comes to the case of Kanan Stark, we seen Kanan take his last breath after getting into a shootout with the police and crashing the car. And then in the very next episode, we seen Kanan's body be identified by both Ghost and Tommy at the morgue. So if we seen Ghost and Tommy identify Kanan's body, y'all tell me, why the hell was Ghost's body not identified? Why was Ghost's body not identified? Why did they not give us a scene of Tariq and Tasha, or just Tariq, or just Tasha in the same morgue or in some kind of morgue looking at Ghost's dead body and identifying him? Is it because the excuse would be technically him and Tasha weren't married anymore? Did that divorce really go through? Right? Excluding Tasha from being the person to be able to identify that body? I don't think it works that way, man. I think if she still was his wife and he had no one else who was eligible to come in, they would have had Tasha do it. Tariq was at least 18 years old, I believe. I think. Why wasn't Tariq or Tasha, or Tariq and Tasha there to identify the body? Why did we not see Ghost's dead body, y'all? I'll tell you why. It's because Ghost is still alive. And not only that, it's because the creators of Power and the Stars Network clearly had plans on continuing Ghost and Tariq's story in the future beyond this point. Had to be, people. Had to be. That had to be the reason. And yes, we could bring up the money situation, yes. But even though there was a money discrepancy, this adds even more proof that Ghost is alive because they didn't show him actually die, meaning that they planned on giving him his bag at some point. They just ain't have it at the time. How it goes with, companies and publicly traded companies, and, there's a protocol that has to be had, right? There's years that you gotta wait until you re-up contracts that the company then gets more money, and then they then give more money to their actors that they want to retain. What would be better than making everyone think Ghost is dead and then purposely not having the and loving memory of Ghost posts that we were accustomed to having with Deaths in Power? What would be better marketing than for us to all think that because of money he's never coming back, while at the same time not letting us see him take his last breath? What would be better marketing? They clearly had plans to bring him back, and I dare say they gave him the bag already. Otherwise, we would have seen Tasha and Tariq identifying his dead body in the morgue. That should be enough to end the argument for anyone who believes that Ghost is really dead and he's not coming back. One, the money, okay? Two, right? The fact that it seems like he led Tariq on. The fact that it seems like he orchestrated all of these plans. And then let's talk about Ramona, right? Ghost is definitely alive because what other reason is there for Ramona to not be at Ghost's funeral paying her respect? Why did we not have a scene where Ramona, and then mind you, they didn't speak about it too much, if not at all. They didn't let us know what was going on with Ramona. Ramona didn't die, Ramona didn't go to jail. But why are we not speaking about Ramona? Then the fact that we have the closed casket, and then they didn't even mention anything about it being a closed casket. Ghost's head didn't get cut off. He didn't get shot up in the face. Why was there no mention of the morgue? No scene at the morgue? Why do we not see Ghost's dead face? If Ghost and Omari Hardwick were never meant to come back, then they would have just shot the scene, and Ghost's face would have been shown in the casket dead, because they would have filmed that scene before the first season of Ghost started, because they would have shown that in the first episode, right? Just so we know for sure that Ghost is gone. But they didn't do it. They didn't do it. Where's Ramona? Ghost has to still be alive, otherwise they would have shown us Ramona at the funeral talking to Tariq. Instead, we got bunk ass Uncle Gabe, who people saying is Marvin. No, he's not. But we got Uncle Gabe, who's probably in cahoots with Ghost as we speak. Then you got the Democratic Party, right? We may find out that the Democratic Party, right, made it an order so nobody got too close to James' casket. We may find that out later, which would be even more proof that Ghost is still alive, man. Otherwise, like I said in the beginning, why was his body not identified? Why was his body not identified, okay? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Like, shit, come subscribe. Peace.
Can't teach that shit, nigga. Come on. That's God-gifted. That's touch my ink. That's on the dome, nigga.